waters. He calls whales and all those things. And what does he do? He puts the seed in them. That's why you see a whale is attracted to a whale female. I mean, listen to me, how come these animals ain't acting like these crazy human beings? Are y'all listening to me? That he whale knows that that's a she whale. That's what I need. I don't need another he whale. I need the she whale. Where did he get that from? He got that from God. It's in the seed. The seed had the genes. It has the DNA. That's the hereditary unit that determines a certain characteristics in your offspring. We call it chromosomes when it comes to human beings. It has all the details of the human being and what that human being should be, whether they're going to be big bone, small bone, little bone. All of that is in the seed. You and I don't have to do nothing else but what we are supposed to do. And when we do what we're supposed to do, it's already in. And so God lays out the plan. Now, you want to know why he did this? I used to say when I was younger in the Lord, I said, man, why didn't you just say the thing one time? God. And God said, and God said, and God said, and God said, and God said. I was, oh, God, please, why didn't you just say? You know what the Lord said? The reason why God did it like that, because he's trying to teach you and me something. Watch this now. Everything, and if you follow the pattern, everything God makes, he makes the environment first. After he makes the environment, he creates the thing to live within the environment. And he follows it from A, B, C. Systematically, he follows it in creating the universe. And he does everything in 5 days. And then on the 6th day, he's going to make something else. And so he uses, listen now, God uses the very thing that he started with. If anything that he creates the environment first and then makes the thing to live within that environment. Hence, if you take a fish out of water, what happened? It dies. It wasn't meant to live on land. You put something meant to live on land in water, what happened? Ah, that's right. And so God, on the 6th day, God said, let us make. And so when God said, let us make man, he looked at the environment. He is the environment. He is the environment. Everything else had the environment, came out of the environment. And you and I understand, pull a tree out of the ground, what happened? Why? It's out of the environment. Are you following me? And so God understood that. And so he follows this pattern. And so when it comes to you and I, God looked at himself and he calls us out of him. The reason he did that is because he was showing you and I the same way these things cannot live, above all else, the same way these things cannot live unless they stay Look, why do you think, listen to me, why do you think they made him a tent? He didn't stay in the tent. Solomon building a building, that's good, but he didn't want that. didn't want no crazy building. All that is a type. All that is a fortune. But God didn't want that. God was never meant to live in buildings. God never was meant to live in things that's not living. Y'all ain't hearing me tonight. God was meant to live in us. He made us so that he can dwell within us. And he understood that we are like a vehicle out of control without him sitting on the helm. If God is not sitting on the helm, we are like a vehicle out of control. Y'all ain't hearing me. That's why the human race been through all the mess. Listen to me. God was not behind the helm. That's why above all else, I don't care what you do to yourself. I don't care what all you do. If Jesus is not there, if he ain't behind the wheel, what that song, Jesus take the wheel. God fashioned man. And you know what the Lord said to me? The Lord said to me, what the soil is to the seed, my presence is to you. Because you see, an environment is that which is outside of the organism. And an environment carries and possesses all the necessary essentials so that that organism live. It can't grow, it can't thrive, it cannot become all that it is designed to be unless those nutrients are there. And did you ever read where Jesus said in John 8, he says, I am the bread of God. I'm the living bread. He says, I'm the water of life. He's the cloud by day and the fire by night. See, all the necessary things that an environment provides, God provides it for you and I. And unless we stay connected to God and receiving from his presence, then we can't be alive. It's hard. We come to church and we're still not functioning well. It wasn't, listen to me, it wasn't God that told Moses, get these people away from me and only you come. It was the people. It was the people that said, you go to God for us. From the very beginning, God wanted them. He wanted all of us to come in. That's why the New Testament is so wonderful. Come boldly, he said. Come boldly to the throne of God. See, all of us can go in how? By the blood of Jesus. Because if his presence is to me what the soil is to the seed, you can't go for me. I got to go my own self. See what I'm saying? I've got a life, a destiny, a purpose. There are things God wants me to do, God wants you to do. And the only way we can find that is staying connected. That's what John was trying to teach them, staying connected. And so you'll notice that after God created man, the booger man came in. Now listen to me. When God made Adam, chapter 2, right around probably 21, 22, somewhere around there, you find where the Bible said God brought all the animals to Adam. And whatever Adam named them, what do you think God was doing? Now, I don't know how long Adam lived with God before he fell, but I believe God was teaching his son like a father teaches his child. God was trying to show Adam, I made you like me. If I made you like me, you can't be happy existing, living, and acting any other way but like me. You follow me? And because you had a renegade in the earth, God says he's not going to get away from authority. I'm going to put you here. I'm going to give you my power. I'm going to give you my authority. I'm going to give you everything. I want you to operate here like I do there. I want you to bring heaven down there. And so that's what Adam was supposed to be doing. Now Adam was the seed of the human race. He was not the finale or the final thing. No, he was the beginning. And because he was the beginning, every human being was in Adam's loins. Satan understood if you ever corrupt the seed, I don't care how long you let that thing grow. If the seed is corrupted, then it can't help but produce. And so when Adam messed up, the devil said, I got him now. I got him now. And God says in Genesis 3:15, he said, Adam, I know you messed up, but I got help for you. He said, Adam, he said, the seed of the, now you and I know, come on now, biology 101 teaches us that the woman don't have no seed. Is that right? So what is God talking about? Look here. Look here. In order for God to redeem us, God says, I'm going to give you a seed. I'm going to save this human race. I'm going to turn things around in your life, but I'm going to do it with a seed. Let me hurry up and then we'll close this up real quickly. In Genesis chapter 8, you find another story. And you find the story of chapter 8 and chapter 9. You find the story that God looked upon the men of that day. And God says, it repents me that I ever made them. They are so evil and wicked. He says, I am going to destroy them. But you know what he does? As a farmer would do, he saves a seed. God knew he was going to start over, but he's not going to make it over. It's already been made. It's already been. Are y'all listening to me? I'm going somewhere. It's already been made. I'm not going to make it all over. I'm just going to save me a seed. And that seed is what I'm going to use to start all over again. And Genesis chapter 9, verse 1, God says the same thing to Noah that he said to Adam, be and that's the language of a farmer. God says you go out there and you be fruitful now. And multiply and replenish the earth. Notice in the book of Matthew chapter 8, you find the story of the centurion soldier. And notice the same thing that happens in the New Testament is that he needed certain things. And what he came to Jesus. And what did he say to Jesus? He said, you don't have to come nowhere. He said, just speak the word. Just give me the seed. So all I need, just give me the seed. The seed will produce after. Now, sister, if someone planted, what's this sound? If someone planted apples, what kind of a tree you expect to have? That's without question, right? Is that right? That's without question. What would happen if you planted apples and you got pears? Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, sir. What do you think would happen? What the farmer plants is an indication of what he wants. It's always an indication of what he wants. Peter says this in his book, 2 Peter. He said, according as his divine nature has given us all things that pertain unto life and godliness, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious. Those are seeds. Now, if you and I sow the word in our lives, what do you think ought to come? You understand? Religion will tell you you're beside yourself. You're not beside yourself. Stay with me. If God gave me his word as seed, then it must be an indication of what he wants, not what you want. And according to Peter, the promises or the seed of God makes me a partaker of his divine nature in every area of your life. And so if I take the time to work the seed of God in my life, you may be here and you feel like, man, can't nothing help me. Oh, yes, you can. I can't get out of this. Oh, yes, you can. I can't break this. Oh, yes, you can. Just got to plant the seed. You say, Elder Pete, is it that simple? Yes, we make it hard. We make it very hard. When you and I, listen. When God would come to the first man, Bishop, he had unbroken relationship with God. Adam had unbroken fellowship with God. God spoke, he heard. He spoke, God heard. There was nothing in between. Sin broke that. When sin broke it, our minds, our souls took over instead of our spirits. We started thinking and acting and all of these things aside from God. Watch me now. The reason why you got the Bible, God could have died and left you $1 million. Jesus could have died and left everyone that gets born again $1 million. But had he done that, you would have been limited. Because $1 million can't fix a house or a home. It can't fix wayward children. It can't fix broken marriages. Are you listening to me? Money can't do that. What God left you is something more precious.